How does that work? Where are you? Why you won't contact me now? You scared? What's the matter? You came to bully me without no worries? Fucking cake. Came to bully me, the cunt. I'm at a place where I'm trying to get my life sorted. These cunts are coming and offering me crap. Fucking puss. Yeah, everybody's stepping in my way in the food hall because my hip is sore now. So everybody walks in my way. So I've got to dodge in out of the way. Even in public, on public transport, everybody's bullying me and walking in my way. The buses. I realized this year, 2015, that the buses for the last 2 years have been giving me rough rides on purpose. That's the system. TRANSPERTH, or transit now. When I jumped on the bus, they were driving the bus rough because I was on the bus. They even timed it one time when I was climbing up the step with my sore hip. The bus driver took off air and I almost fell and busted my other hip. They were doing that on purpose, That's the system bullying me. I didn't even do anything, but they fucking bullied me through TRANSPERTH as well. They've been giving me rough rides on purpose. That's the government system. TRANSPERTH. They set me up when I was getting my license and I failed that test because TRANSPERTH set me up with the 2 buses. Asked my driving instructor, asked those guys in the bus, put them on a lie detector test. They'll tell you it's fucking true. I'm not delusional, folks. This is all real. This is true. People are bullying me for no good reason at all. People were isolating me in that joint. They all people there with problems. I thought I could relate to a few people. Me, I've got something to teach these people there. I don't have any problems. I didn't know they putting me into a drug rehab program with the druggies. Hell, I can help you people, except I got something to help you people. Shit. Inside. You know what I mean? I've got strength of character. I've got strong will. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the one to fall by myself. If I have to stand by myself, I get stronger. I stand tall. And I don't need bad influences in my life to help me be a man. I need to do that on my own. And that's what I did. And people still bully me. They don't like the fact that I stood on my own and I fucking prevailed. They put me into a drug rehab program, bro. I didn't even know. You know how long it took me? I went walking with my sore hip. They were sending me all around the place, looking for these places to stay. On purpose. The system was sending me around on purpose. People knew where I was going. And they were sending me to the wrong places on purpose. Hold on. Put this light on. So you can see me better. I forgot to put the light on before. So these people were all bullying me on purpose. Raj, the Indian guy, Raj. We were at the bakery dishing up and he's going like this. This is how we have fun. He was bullying me. He's standing next to me and he's making these noises. People are just fucking bullying me like that, he said. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. It's like me just going to bully someone because I think I can. If I thought I can do that, I'd expect to get fucked up. So they had these mobility scooters there and I used to take them out and ride on them. Then there was this other schizo girl there. She'd always take the scooter, you know, before me and this and that and whatever. And then I'd be walking in Perth and she'd be like fucking laughing at me and bullying me because I didn't have the scooter. Just fucking bullying me, see. That's where I realized the TV's fucking talking to me. At the Salvation Army, I'm in my room. Yeah, the TVs, they've been talking to me. This is where I realized that people have been watching me through my TV for the last 4 fucking years. In 2015 at the Beacon, I realized that they talking to me through the TV. And that's when I realized that the 4 years before that, they've been watching me through the TV in my mother's room, or in my room at my mother's house, and in my fucking caravan in Mandurah, invading my privacy. Can you believe that? Yeah, that's an invasion of my privacy and a disregard of my rights. That's our number one right, isn't it? Our right to privacy. They've just been invading my privacy all these years. So I realized that's where they're talking to me through the TV. Every time I looked out my window at the Beacon, there'll be cars up and down the street. Up and down the street. They wait for me. They know. They're watching me through the TV. They're watching me through some satellite technology, my movements. They know my breathing, my beats per minute, my blood pressure. They can make my blood pressure high through technology, frequencies. It's a pressure thing. It makes you feel very strange. It makes you look like you're on drugs or something, or there's something wrong with you, man. This is no joke. This is the health system using technology and frequencies to disrupt your mental state, your emotional state. Yeah, bro. Your heart. They can give you a heart attack after that one. I've been having palpitations for the last couple of years, and I didn't know that it was actually the health system doing this, the system doing it to me. They've been threatening me with heart attacks. So every time I looked out the window, there's cars going up and down, up and down. They wait till I look through the window, and then they'll get cars to drive up and down. It's to mess with my brain. It's to make me forget. It's for my brain and my eyes to register a lot of things. If I look right, there's people walking there. If I look left, there's people walking there. Everywhere I look, there's something going on. So my brain is never at rest. My eyes and my brain are constantly busy. My head is constantly busy every single day, 24/7. That's besides the people communicating with me in my head. Through technology, bro. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, people are talking to me, and there's things happening in my view. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never at rest, but I've become accustomed to it now. So this is what they were doing. It's to make me forget my past. It's to make me forget about all the drug dealers, what they look like. It's to make me forget about the situations with my ex-wife, with Candace, with Bronwyn and all that. What they've been doing over the past couple of years, why they're making my brain and my eyes busy and always registering stuff, is to make me forget about all the shit that they've got away with. Because I remember it all. So they've been trying to make me forget. Anyway, I'll carry on with the story. So every time I looked out the window, there's cars going up and down and lights and all this and that. Every time. In the next building over, there's scaffolding built right up on the building. That's all for me. When I look up at the building next door, the crane starts fucking moving. They start building the fucking building. They start banging hammers, making a noise. They all do it on my movements. When I look there, that's when they start moving the crane and working in the building. When I look there, that's when they send cars to drive up and down the street. I know, it sounds crazy, but it's all focused on me. It's like the whole government system of focused satellite technology, everything on me. Every move I make, every thought I think, It's all focused on me. Do you know how much focus that is? Why do you think it sounds so crazy? It's to give me a different perspective and a different reality. Because they've watched me dabble in drugs, and I spend a lot of time by myself. So they've been trying to change who I am, and they've been trying to change my perspective of the world. They've actually changed my reality. They got people to treat me in a certain way, people to act in a certain way. Traffic bullies me. Anyway, I'll get to that later. So the people in the next building were bullying me. And one time I saw like someone in a Sphynx mask, like my ex-wife, you know what I'm saying? They all in a building, jumping around and doing stuff. And I'm thinking, that was all for me. They all doing that to attract my attention. Everybody attracts my attention. Not through anything great, through doing strange stuff. There's a hole in the shower ceiling now, me having a shower. Now what's this relative to? They do that because they call me a pervert. So they want to see if I'm going to say or register anything in my brain about perving on someone in the shower. So that's why they do it. So now the hole in the air vent at the top of my shower is gone. There's a big hole there. So I'm supposed to feel paranoid that someone might be watching me now. They do this on purpose. It's psychological. It's a psychological mind game that they've been playing with me. We went on camp down to Busselton. Now this is where Rudy was doing the rest of his time in jail. We went on camp, and as usual everybody was isolating me. Everybody's bullying me. Dana, the girl, she's shining the torch in my face on purpose. You know, there's a campfire and we're all sitting around on the beach. And she's sitting there pretending she's got the torch, but she was shining it in my face on purpose, you know. She was fucking bullying me. Shining a torch in my face. Because they call me a pervert or something like that, you know. And I'm not sure, it might even have to do something with me and Haley that night. The light might have been in Haley's eyes or something on the video that they saw. So it's something to do with that and me being a pervert or something like that. So everybody shines lights in my face. At night, traffic follows me around with their bright lights on, bro. Behind me and in front of me. Their lights are adjusted. You know how you can adjust your lights? There's no bullshit. If you come driving with me, see, I'm isolated from everybody, so people don't believe me. But if you came driving with me, you'd see. Now that I'm telling the story, they probably won't do it. This has been happening for the last 2 years. Driving lights and shining it in my face. SPUD Shed. You know why they got the big spotlights at SPUD Shed shining out this way? Because that's the way I always drive to the SPUD Shed. So they've got big spotlights shining this way, bright lights in my face. That's for me. That's for me. Anyway, we went on camp and Diana was shining a bloody torch in my face. Fucking people are just picking on me, see? Now there was Peter, he's a psychologist or what do you call it, psychologist or counsellor. He's from Harry Hunter's and the Beacon, Salvation Army and Harry Hunter's. He works to counsel people with problems and stuff. Now he's sitting there with Brendan, this other white guy. There's a thing they do. Now Peter, he's the guy that works for the Salvation Army, he's sitting with Brendan. I'm sitting in front of them. Now every time I breathe in, Brendan, the guy that's talking, he'll stutter. And I notice it's every time I breathe in. So them two are sitting back there, right? the guy that works for the Salvation Army and the guy with problems. Now Peter, the guy that works for the Salvation Army, he's got the guy that's having problems, Brendan, the druggie or addict, bullying me. He's psychologically bullying me. Every time I breathe in, Brendan would stutter. Yeah, but you know, that will, and then he'll keep talking normally, but yeah, that was good, mate, and you know what, that's okay. And then when I breathe in again, yeah, that's okay, but, it's a psychological fucking thing, it's when I breathe in. Of course, I can hear him, he's talking loud so I can hear him, so he stutters every time I breathe in, so it messes up my algorithms or the rhythm of my breathing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just sitting there innocently and he's fucking psychologically bullying me, bro. When I breathe in, I didn't know people do this. It's the mental health system, mind tricks that they play with you, It's a way to be superior to you, to treat you as an inferior. Every time you start to talk or say something, they'll say something, no, but this or that. They'll take control of the conversation. And every time you breathe in, they'll talk and they'll pretend to stutter and say something. And you focus on them more. But you don't realize it because they picking on your breathing. They picking on all these little things that gives them control of the situation, bro. I didn't know that people do this. But the worst fucking part is that Peter's a psychologist or a counselor that works for the Salvation Army. And he's teaching the guy that has addiction problems how to psychologically bully me. He's sitting there like a proud teacher and his student is fucking bullying me, mate. Can you believe that? Picking on me as I breathe in. Can you believe that? How abhorrent is that? What is there to be proud of that? That is absolutely disgusting. You teaching somebody with problems how to manipulate people in society. Holy crap. I thought you'd do the opposite in your job, mate, as an employee of the Salvation Army. Because that's nothing to be proud of. That's absolutely disgusting. That is shameful. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely could not believe it. He's teaching somebody with problems to manipulate people. And on that camp we went to a jetty now. Now my hip is fucked, so this jetty is like 1.8 kilometers each way. I walked the whole jetty. See, I thought, fuck it, I walked the whole jetty. My hip might be sore, but I can do this. You know what I'm saying? I walked by myself. I walked with some people some of the way. And it was all about bullying me. Because they thought I wouldn't do it. They thought it'd be too much for me. Me, I done it. I'm never afraid for a challenge, you know what I'm saying? I walked the whole jetty. That's about almost 3 point something kilometers. 3.6 kilometers or so. I walked it with a sore hip. I don't think they expected me to do it. They were all bullying me. I had a few CENTRELINK problems down there. That was all rubbish. CENTRELINK was bullying me. People were trying to make my life busy. They were creating problems with me. There was no problems with my life and my CENTRELINK. People are just making my life hard, like they still do today. They're just picking on me. There was a guy there, we were making flags or something, and Laura, the same girl I was telling you about, she was there. And he was acting a little strange because Laura was there, and I thought to myself, are you a man or a mouse? He's kind of like a shy little guy, you know. And he says to me, oh, you're dirty. And I thought, like, how the fuck would you know I'm dirty? What, because I make one or two dirty jokes? You must hear the things other people say around me. Anyway, this guy is... Then later on I heard that this same guy, right, he told the people at the Salvation Army that he was fiddling with his own kids. So he told him that he's a pedophile. And apparently all they done was kick him out. So I didn't believe the story. I thought to myself, how could you fucking have a guy that's admitting being a pedophile to you, and you're just going to kick him out of your program and leave him on the streets and in society to what, go fiddle with someone else's fucking kids? I couldn't believe it. I just don't believe stories like that. It's like when Ben said he got raped by Sam. I have to put these stories aside because I don't believe that the protocol of people to deal with situations like this is that lenient. So what can I do? You know what I'm saying? I'm not the guy to stand up and go, no, you should be in jail, this and that. Because he's talking to people that are in the highest hierarchies of control in the Salvation Army. If he's talking to the Salvation Army about being a pedophile, then the Salvation Army needs to make sure he doesn't get out of jail and he's locked up. Apparently all they done was kick him out. Can you believe that's pedophilia, right? And all they done was kick him out. But they just didn't want him in their building anymore because he's a pedophile. Fuck me. There's a little more that you need to do to pedophiles. So apparently he's just walking the street. They just let a pedophile go walk in the streets. My iPod has been hacked. They've